Hello, Cancer. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. How are you, my watery friends? I hope you are well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. And whether you are brand new or if you have already been in the comments giving the thumbs up, you are my ride or die and you're always here. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you building this Cancer tribe here on 10 of Cups Tarot. We are looking at 2 Oracle decks this week, and we are using Cosmic Insights. We are also using this deck, which is the Soul's Journey Oracle. And we'll pick one from each of these decks, and then we will follow up with some tarot. We will clarify all of that to find out what's coming up for you in the week ahead. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. All right. Let's find out what's going on for you. This is a reading for the week ahead, and it will always be for the week ahead, whether you find this reading today, tomorrow, or next year. And here we go. Let's find out what's going on. We've got divorce, experiencing a breakup, and we have grief. So we have, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be divorce. It does say experiencing a breakup. So it could be a breakup of a friendship. It could be a breakup of a relationship, a romantic one. It could be, a breakup as in divorce. Maybe you are married, but there is some grief that goes along with this here. And so it says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And so I feel like you probably, once you get out of this breakup energy, when you're too close to it, it gets to be kind of hard, right? You can't really see everything when you're up too close to it. So I feel like once you pull back a little bit here, that you do realize that there is some grief that you have to go through, because divorce and breaking up, it's kind of like a death, right? We go through some of the same feelings and stages of grief here. So I feel like once you pull away from this, I feel like you'll be able to look back with fond memories, but right now it's going to be kind of tough, right? It says manifest. We have tell the universe exactly what you want. And that's really important, especially when you're going through some hard energy like this. Yeah. And the bottom of this deck says purpose. It says, I know what I'm here to do. So possibly the way that you're going to take care of your grief is by diving straight into whatever you feel your purpose is at this time. Let's take a look at some tarot for you. Cancer, if you're interested in a private read, please look below this video. I have pinned the very first comment that has the link to Wizio. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, I'm on a 10-day turnaround time. All right, here we go. Tell me about divorce or this breakup. What's going on here? We've got grief, going through stages of grief here. Tell me about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like this whole thing has got you a little bit stuck, my friend, here. So I feel like if there has been a breakup or a divorce, whether it's with a, whether it's with a marriage or just someone you were dating, or maybe it's a friend, it feels like you're in separation from somebody and it's got you in a bit of stuck energy because of this grief here. Tell me more about Cancer, please. We do have the 10 of Swords in the reverse. So I feel like you feel like it's just really not over yet, or you feel, or you're still in the throes of sadness. You haven't really, I don't think you've digested it yet. I want to say you're stuck. And the 10 of Swords in the reverse tells me that you are trying to avoid a complete ending, trying to avoid a complete betrayal, trying to avoid complete silence. It's not really understanding that it's over. And we do have the 2 of Wands, yeah. And then it's time to make a decision. It's time to, you're kind of at the middle part of your life, possibly. You're in midlife, or, sometimes it's not always, marriages don't always crash and burn after the first couple of years. Sometimes you're in it a long time, like 17, 20 years sometimes, right? And so I feel like you haven't really accepted the end yet. Or it's like, you're experiencing the breakup, you're in the midst of it, and you know that it has to end, but maybe the door hasn't closed and it's got you stuck. I want to say that this 10 of Swords here, that trying to avoid the ending or avoid the silence or avoid something that's coming to a painful end is just what it is it's blocking you from the 2 of Wands, right? We can see that the 6 of Swords is here, and the reverse is like, I'm not going anywhere. I can't go anywhere. It's like you don't have the mental capacity to make the decision to go or to finally put the final stamp on this and say it's over. I think you're going through grief right now. That's what it feels like. We do have the Seven of Cups. There's confusion about how to move forward here. The King of Wands is the one who is always inspired to move forward. The King will never move forward if they're not inspired, this particular King of Wands. I want to say that you're looking for balance because we do have water here, which is, you know, the Seven of Cups is water, and then we do have fire, and water and fire is temperance. I'd be surprised if that doesn't show up here. But it feels like you're kind of confused about how to step forward or how to proceed. What do I do from here? Because it's emotionally overwhelming for you, and we all know that you're not real good at expressing the emotion. So you've got this sort of all under the surface, which accounts for the Ten of Swords in the reverse along with the Six of Swords in the reverse. Let's clarify a little bit. I do have a new deck, a new tarot deck, a new clarifying deck. We decided in other readings here in the comments that I think this says Idols Tarot. So that's what I'm using here for clarification. Let's find out what's going on here. Tell me about the Six of Swords being in the reverse. It feels like this breakup you might be experiencing right now has got you stuck. Tell me about the Six of Swords. And I want to say stuck in the mind. It also, you know, it also means that you're not moving anywhere. And for some of you, maybe you're in the midst of a divorce and you still have to live with your spouse in order to wait for money to come in so you can leave. Oh God, I was in that position. It was horrifying. It was awful. So maybe for some of you, you are stuck in the situation where you can't leave right now or you can't move. Tell me about the Six of Swords in the reverse, please. Tell me about the Six of Swords in the reverse, please, for Cancer. We've got the Queen of Wands. You do want to go, though. The Queen of Wands is the person who sees the thing that's shiny in the distance. I want to go there. I want the thing that I want. I'm going to go get it. I feel like you're an individual. You're very independent, and you do get usually what you want. And so that's why this breakup here, I feel, is been so hard for you because you're used to getting what you want. And I think in this particular case, you didn't get what you wanted. So we do have the Queen of Wands here. Look, the Queen of Wands is somebody who's not taken no for an answer. This is someone that sits on the throne because of the things they've gone through. Everything that came to kill her only made her stronger. So I'm going to say that to you, that this thing here that you feel like has got you stuck, I feel it's only temporary until you get back on the throne here. And we do have the Lovers here. And we do have the Two of Pentacles. I want to say someone else has decided to move on with another person. I don't think you expected it, to be honest. Like maybe you felt it coming because you are very psychic. You're very intuitive, highly intuitive, if not psychic. And I feel that you knew that it was coming, I want to say. Tell me about this experiencing breakup. I feel like with the Two of Pentacles tells me that possibly that part of the reason that you're breaking up or part of the reason that you're stuck where you are, like I said, that I was saying that maybe somebody has to live in the same house until we can get enough finances together, assets split so I can go get my own place. And that's what the Two of Pentacles is telling me, that you're short on money and you're trying to balance everything. It's struggling and juggling, right? So it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like you take from one credit card to the other credit card because, you know, we don't really have the finances right now. I want to say that you need to make a decision about the Queen of Wands. And so for some of you, I feel like you haven't yet closed the door on this relationship. We do have the Fool. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Seven of Wands. Look, my friend, it's time. Oh, I hate to tell you that, Cancer, but it's time. This is the time. The reason it's happening is because I feel like you've held on to this long enough. I feel like if given the chance, you would try again, but the Wheel of Fortune is telling you everything is about to change. And the Wheel of Fortune is here with the Fool because everything's about to change and be brand new. It's never going to be the same as it ever was. So I'm going to say that this is not a relationship that can be saved. We have the Seven of Wands here, and it tells me that that you're kind of stuck. Again, you're holding your ground, you're kind of stuck, you don't want to leave. It feels like somebody here, your spouse came to you and said, we got to get the divorce done. And you're like, no, I'm not doing it just yet. We need to figure it out first. But I want to tell you that you're fighting the wheel of fortune. You're fighting fate. You're fighting divine timing. And everything needs to change. You cannot fight the major arcanas. They are coming at you. The only thing that you can do, Cancer, is you can learn how to live with it by accepting it. It's like you can respond or react, right? You can throw a tantrum or you can just go quietly. And I feel like it is, there's nothing that you can do to save it. I'm going to say that I feel like you've got your foot in the door, you're holding the door open, you don't want it to end. I know it's been tough. And the thing is I feel like there's lots of fighting and arguing going on. That's the thing. And when I see the Ten of Swords in the reverse, to me, I add to that list character assassination. It's like we're name calling and pointing at each other, and you did this, but you did that. And instead of saying, I know that was my part and I take my part, I feel like we're blaming each other here. That's what it feels like here. Tell me about the Ten of Swords in the reverse, please, for Cancer. We do have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a long-term relationship that is over here. We do have the Hierophant. It's a marriage, in fact. That's what it feels like for some of you, not all of you. We do have the Eight of Cups. So you've already pulled away emotionally. You've already decided that you're going to go. I feel like you may have decided it over the full moon, and the full moon was just on the 25th, so just a few days ago. I feel like there was a full moon eclipse in Libra, right? And Libra's energy in the full moon, and full moons are endings and release. The Libra energy, although passive, a little bit passive, is with the full moon in Libra, it was like encouraging you to let go of things that kept you off balance. So I want to say that this is has been a tumultuous relationship. It's one of arguments and fighting and loving and fighting and loving and slamming of doors and character assassination and loving. Like it feels like a little bit of back and forth. So I want to say here that with the Ten of Pentacles and the Hierophant here, for some of you it's a long-term relationship. For some of you it is a marriage. But I do believe that you're walking away from the commitment, whatever kind of commitment it is. And I feel like it's going to take time because I feel like you're still in grief. It's going to take time to get over that. Tell me about the Two of Wands. Like the thing is that when something ends, something is always going to begin. The only reason, Cancer, that something ever ends is so something better can begin. I just looked up at the timer and it said 12:12. I don't know if that's an angel number for somebody. Tell me about the Two of Wands, please. There is an adventure coming up. You're going to have to make a decision to go with the fire and passion that you have for life. And it's time to open one of these boxes here, right? It's time to take a different path or a different look at it here. Tell me about the Two of Wands. It's time for the adventure, Cancer. It's time to let something go here. You're holding back from going to the Two of Wands. You're holding back from going to the crossroads. And I feel like you want to go, but I feel like you are holding yourself back from going. It's like if there's any way that we can hold this together, I want to wait and see if we can hold this together. We do have the Ace of Wands. It is just time to go. I want to say that the Ace of Wands is telling me that this new, exciting, creative, passionate path is calling you, and you're ignoring it. You're staying in the sadness, and it feels like you're stuck in the mud. You're in the sadness, and you can't get out of it because of the grief here. I want to say that there is some nurturing that needs to go on. You need to pick a path, right? The Seven of Pentacles is about finding your seeds of intention and then throwing them and nurturing them in the path and the place that you want to go. And if the farmer keeps the seeds in their hand and puts them back in their pocket, there's just nothing that's going to grow here. I feel like that the universe is beckoning you on a new path here. With the Ace of Wands and the Strength card, there's Ace of Wands and two more wands, that's three. What's arriving is a lot of hard work, a lot of work to be done on yourself, possibly going over some details. I know that it's very emotionally overwhelming, but I do believe that the universe is giving you this fated time or moment of alchemy here to help you through this grief. It is time for you to go. Tell me about grief, please. We've got the Ten of Cups. So your family is breaking down, and I'm so sorry if that's you. It feels like what you're grieving is the family, is the Ten of Cups, is what we used to have. And then we have the Devil here, but it turned toxic. And that's the thing, right? It feels like it turned really toxic here. And I think that although you kept trying again and trying again and trying again. I feel like you kept trying, but it's not working. We do have the Four of Cups here. The universe is asking you to take a different cup. It feels like it's time for you to take a different cup here. Excuse me. With the Devil here, with the Ten of Cups, it does feel like that maybe it was a little bit of manipulation to stay. So I don't know if someone was trying to manipulate you to stay, or you were trying to manipulate that person to stay. But it does feel like the happiness turned into something super toxic. It turned into doubts, and now I feel chained to you, and I don't want to really. I would rather be somewhere else. It feels like that for one of you here. Tell me more about Cancer. The Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Two of Wands again. So you are going to make this decision. I just think you're going to make it in your own time. We do have the Six of Swords. Look, it's in the upright. It's in the future, and it's in the upright. So I do feel like it's probably going to take some time for you. Once you get out of the grief, you'll be able to look back and say, wow, I'm really glad I got out of that. Or you'll look back on it with sort of fond memories of being in this family. But it does feel like I feel like it's you that's making the decision to walk away here. You need to let it go, though. I'm going to say you're holding on to it. You need to let it go, because I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune here and the Fool, it's not going to repair itself. It's time for you to move on, but you're standing your ground and you're not going. Or maybe they are. Maybe I've got it wrong, and maybe it's not you. Maybe it's someone else that you're like, okay, this is over. And they're like, no, I'm not going. I'm not signing the divorce papers. So we do have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. And the King of Wands, as I said before, doesn't do anything unless they're feeling very inspired to do so. I feel like it's extra hard for you or the other person to let go, because we do have the King and the Queen of Wands here. So it tells me that this is a soulmate connection. And although soulmate connections are usually really easy, I feel like we're dealing in fire here. So we're dealing with people who maybe have quick tempers, or maybe are very individualistic, and I want to do my thing and you want to do your thing, and we don't seem to be meeting in the middle. It feels like two people who are very individual, have individual ideas of what the path should be, cannot come together and make it work. I feel like there is a decision that is finally made here about going to the Two of Wands, which is under here, right? You've been holding yourself back from the Ace of Wands, but I feel like with the Ace of Swords here, you sort of look at it all logically, right? You start to look over the facts. You know, this isn't going to work. The facts are we argue too much. The facts are I'm being given an out. Maybe I should take it. And I think that you will. I think you will move forward here, because I think that is something that you were hoping that you could do. We do have the Two of Swords here and the Emperor. So it feels like you're feeling a little bit blocked about moving forward here, but I think that you will. The Emperor could be you, absolutely, because the Emperor is an energy as well as a sign, right? The Emperor is Aries, but the Emperor is somebody who is carrying it all, right? Maybe the business and the mortgage and the family. And I feel like maybe that's the reason why it's hard for you to let go, because that was your intention, was to be the emperor, to rule the empire. And I feel like now this is gone, right? I feel like you will be moving, though, because we do have the Six of Wands. This is all going to be very emotionally overwhelming here. But I do feel that as the King of Wands, and I know that you're a water sign, but you could have fire, but you don't have to. I feel like what the universe is saying here, that don't do it until you feel inspired to do it. Because if you do it any sooner than that, it won't be divine timing. But I think that you do need to let up on this holding your ground bit here, because it's only keeping you in this torturous pain of the Ten of Swords in the reverse. It's time for you to walk away, my friend. I'm going to leave this here for now. Thank you so much for coming and watching, Cancer. I appreciate you. And let me know, is this what's going on with you? I never know what's going on. I just read the cards as they are. Cancer, thank you so much for coming here. I'm going to go for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.